What's going on, guys? My name is Eldeniro and welcome to episode 80 of my Leicester City career mode on FIFA 15. We're starting this episode off by asking the board for some more money for transfers, just because I think we do have enough for the players that I want to bring in, but I just figured why not ask for more anyway, because we did do really well last season and I think we deserved a lot more than the 22 million that they gave us. But we also start this episode off by confirming the signing of Emre Can from Liverpool, who I think is going to be a really good player for us. He's rated 78 and he's only 24. And here is a look at his stats. See, this time I actually included the player's stats and I'm really proud of that because I always forget doing that. But if this episode hits 600 likes, I will do my best to upload episode 81 by 7:30 tonight. It might be a little bit later than that because I am actually pretty busy today, but I will upload it at some point, you know. I didn't upload the second video last Saturday. It went up on Sunday morning instead, and it was just a really confusing time for me. I fucked up my upload schedule before I went out for the weekend, so that's what happened there. So I'm really sorry about that. It's the first time it's ever happened though, so there is that. But we go into our first game of the episode, which is against Everton, and it's at the King Power Stadium, and it's the first game of the Premier League season so far. Another thing is Ross Barkley is playing for Everton, and I tried to sign him about 10 minutes before I went into this game, just because he sort of just came to mind for me. But Brandt comes forward in the 9th minute of this game with the Ronaldo chop inside. He goes for the finesse shot and it's saved, but it comes out to Danny Ings, who keeps the move alive, and he plays it into Jonathan Williams, who scores his first goal for Leicester City on his debut just 10 minutes in as well, which is really good for the attacking midfielder, because I was a little bit disappointed when I saw his stats when we got him on a free transfer. Obviously I didn't have the time to fully scout him before I offered him a pre-contract deal, and he was kind of like a panic buy in the sense that I just wanted to get a player in for next season, and he was the one that I went with. But Everton equalised just 4 minutes after going behind as Ross Barkley comes in to score, the man who we are trying to sign, which is pretty interesting, I thought, because we were trying to offer Delph for him at one point as well, because I figured it'd be decent to get rid of Delph now because he's gone into the early stages of decline, which is incredibly annoying considering I had really high hopes for him when I signed him. But in the 21st minute, Danny Ings once again is the provider, as he comes down the wing. He plays it into Jonathan Williams, who does an expert backheel into Fabian Delph, who ends up scoring and making it 2-1 to us, which is a really good response to going behind. Just 8 minutes is all it took as well for Delph to put us back into the lead. But a really nice move from the two new players, Ings and Williams, as they combine to set up Fabian Delph, who has been there since last season. And yeah, like I remember EA saying all the stuff about how players won't decline early now, like they won't go down in their rating until they're like in their mid-30s essentially. But no, sure enough, at the age of 28, Fabian Delph is dropping ratings everywhere, and it is so ridiculous. But in the 45th minute, Everton got a free kick, which Kevin Morales takes. It goes in towards James McCarthy, and the Republic of Ireland international finds the back of the net with his towering header, which I wasn't really expecting at all, because he's not really a big guy. You wouldn't expect him to be scoring headers from set pieces against the types of players that we have. But that's how it happened nonetheless, and that was frustrating. But in the 62nd minute, Jonathan Williams came forward, and a well-worked move sees his shot saved, and then in the 65th minute, Everton came forward with Besic on the ball, managing to manufacture a shooting position before he plays it into Lukaku, who steps over it, leaves it to McCarthy, who eventually plays it back to Besic, who finds Barkley, who plays it back to Besic once again, and his shot goes wide. They do these incredibly elaborate passes sometimes, the AI on this game. But we come up to the 90th minute of the game with Sam Byram on the ball coming down the right-hand side of the pitch, and he moves more central before playing the ball into Origi, and we were on kind of ultra-attacking at this point. Bertrand Traore came off the bench. He plays the ball into Andrew Robertson, whose cross finds Hector Villalba, who picks up where he left off from last season and finds the back of the net with an amazing late strike to put us into the lead. And it's amazing that he did that, because I think in 3 of the last 4 games that we've played in the league overall, including last season, we've gotten late goals thanks to Villalba. Like the end of last season, we got 2 against Cardiff City and Manchester United, and now we have another one here, so that's pretty cool. That's how that game ended. A great victory for us against Everton, because I don't think we did well against them last season. I think we might have picked up victories that were lucky enough in some ways, but after that game we went and put in another bid for Ross Barkley, because I wanted to sign him, but then I also went in for Ravel Morrison just in case the Barkley deal fell through, because I didn't think Everton were going to go for the measly sum that I was offering them, and I don't think they were that interested in Delph. But I thought West Ham might be interested in Delph because they were interested in Drinkwater before, and Delph was going to be a hell of an improvement for him. I also went and I made a bid for James Ward-Prowse because we tried to sign him about 3 years ago, but Southampton wouldn't budge on their price, and I thought this time we would be able to because I think his contract was actually near expiration date. So they asked for 8.5 million, and that's what I offered them, 8.5 million plus Delph, which is exactly what they asked for, and you can see that in the news thing. I also went and made a £4 million bid plus Delph for Morrison, and I pulled out of the Barkley deal because it was never going to be any headway made. But look at this, Southampton say, yeah, well, if you offer 8.5 million, then we'll sell you him. Like, that's what I did, you stupid motherfuckers. You should be accepting that deal. So I upped it to 8.6 million, assuming this was some kind of glitch within the game or something, but it was very strange, and I've never seen anything like that before. And we also increased our bid for Ravel Morrison, and we go into our next game, which is away from home against Norwich City at Carrow Road, where we actually have where we scored our most goals that we've ever scored in a game. I think it ended 7-1, and that was like the record highest scoring game that we've ever had in this career mode. But as you can see, we've got Zuccolini and Emre Can in midfield, with Origi, Bertrand Traore and Jonathan Williams making up the front three, just ahead of them and behind Hector Villalba, which is pretty good because I think this was the exact formation that we used in the game where we beat Norwich 7-1. But I quickly found out after just 12 minutes that I think I owe that victory to the power of the counter-attack and the fact that we took the lead first in that game. But on the half-hour mark, Hector Villalba comes forward and does really well to get into a shooting position here ahead of Bassong, but he sees his shot saved. Eventually it rolls out to Bertrand Traore, who manages to sneak in and score his first goal in a Leicester jersey on his first start as well. I don't think he started in the Capital One the Community Shield game against Arsenal is what I meant to say. But that's a pretty decent goal nonetheless, mainly because of the work that Villalba went into. But I don't know, I've never scored like a weird kind of dodgy finish like that, so it is pretty good to see some kind of variety in the types of goals being scored. Sometimes I get like afraid that I score too many headers or whatever, but then I realise that I kind of don't. I think there's a fairly decent variety, although I would like to score a lot better goals than the ones that I score, but what are you going to do? We come up to the 45th minute of this game with Bertrand Traore playing this ball into Hector Villalba, and you assume from here that he was going to score, but his tame shot just went straight at the goalkeeper, who made like really like no work at all of palming that away. Then we come up to the very end of stoppage time, where Hector Villalba gets brought down inside the box, and the referee has no choice but to award the spot kick and book the defender in question. I think it was Sebastian Bassong. It was indeed Sebastian Bassong, and just before half time we get the opportunity to go 2-0 up in this game, with Villalba once again from the spot. He scored, I think, roughly about 74 penalties last season, out of the 51 goals that he scored or whatever it was. So it's good to see him continuing that. And then we brought on Yassine Benzia with 10 minutes to go for his official Premier League debut as well, taking off Villalba in the process. And then we come up to the 82nd minute with Jack Grealish playing this ball into Benzia, who got into a great position, manages to round the keeper and find the back of the net to make it 3-0 and score with his first involvement in the game, which I thought was pretty cool. That seems to happen an awful lot to me as well. I don't know why that is, but it just does. But we come up to the 95th minute or so of the game with Yassine Benzia on the ball once more, and he chips it into Jonathan Williams, who gets into a great position and makes it 2 goals and 2 for him in his Leicester City career, and makes it 4-0 to us overall, which is a pretty comprehensive victory over Norwich City. It's no 7-1, but it will do, and it's good to see Jonathan Williams doing that well, because I really would like for his stats to go up a lot this season. Like if they could go up by like 3 or 4 maybe, because he is very low rated in comparison to all the other midfielders that I have, and I think that'll work against him in terms of him being selected. But he is very fast and he does seem very good, and we come out of that game to find that our bid for James Ward-Prowse has been accepted, as too has our bid for Ravel Morrison, and I would have to choose between the two based on their contract demands essentially. But Ward-Prowse wanted less money, and that was a factor for me. He was also happy to stay as a important first team player instead of a crucial first team player, whereas Ravel Morrison was not. So as a result of that, I went with James Ward-Prowse for 8.6 million plus Fabian Delph. I know a lot of people will probably be mad that I got rid of Delph so early, but like, look at when his stats are going into decline, we're just going to be left with half the player that we had at the end of the season than we did at the start of the season, and that's just infuriating to me. And it's just like, I'm slowly learning, you know, with this game, the way to go about transfers, and the way that it suits me. Like, a lot of people said I shouldn't have sold Juan Pablo Diaz because he looked like he had a future, but the thing is, no player has fucking developed into the player that they should have done in this career mode so far. Like, we still have Jack Grealish kicking about doing fuck all, never going up a single rating no matter how much I play him in that, and John Stones as well, and players like that. So I just don't really know what to do with the likes of those players. And sorry, my dog is barking in the background and it is incredibly frustrating. But yeah, I don't know what to do with certain players, so I just have to make the signings that I make. And we go in for Ben Amos on transfer deadline day as well, just because we have Connor Tabb. He's one of the players that we signed from the youth academy, and he looks decent. Like, he's gotten up to 65 rated at the age of only 18. He spent all of last season out on loan, but we get Ben Amos in anyways just because he's older, he's got more experience. I know that none of that means anything, like, that's just a thing that you say, but the fact is I just wanted another goalkeeper in the team, and Ben Amos was a hero in FIFA 14, so might as well. We also got an offer for Bruno Zuccolini from Hamburger, and this was another thing that I had to think about, because they offered 10.3 million at the second time of asking, and I accepted it, and here's why for anyone who's mad, right? He was rated 79 when we signed him for 7.9 million. I think that's what it was anyways. Maybe that's just in my head because he's 79, but it was between 7 and 8 million for sure. That was the fee that we went with, and he hasn't gone up a single rating either, like not even a single stat anywhere. So we've profited on him, we've got rid of him, and we have Ward-Prowse, we've got the likes of Huddlestone, Koyate. Like, there are so many midfielders that we have in the team that we just don't really need Zuccolini, and I'm more than happy to take profit on any player when the opportunity is there. So that is the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying the series. If we get this to 600, there'll be another episode later on today, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that if this does reach the target. I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.